This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
And here we have a specimen from the early 2000s, a legacy investing platform. Please don't touch the exhibit, folks. It could crash.
Ready to step out of the financial history museum? At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Is the Foxy Lady, the smoke show from Glencoe, the feminine touch of the program, Lil B. How you be, Lil B?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You look tanned, rested, and ready after you had a little vacay?
I had a little vacay. It was nice.
Yeah, with the gals, right? This was not a family vacation. You were with the gal pals?
Yes. No family vacation. I didn't feel like doing any work.
All right. Yeah.
I felt like going on vacation.
Don't vacations almost seem like work when you're with the family? Because you got the kids, you got to unpack their suitcases and make sure that their clothes are out and put them to bed and do everything else.
Well, you get an Airbnb and you just do everything at that house that you do at your own house. Wash their clothes, make food, clean up the kitchen, everything.
Yeah.
So it was me and the gals this time. We went through...
Where'd you go?
We went to Palm Springs.
Oh, yeah.
Went through 120 limes, which was fantastic.
120 lines or limes?
Limes for cocktails.
Were you basically drunk the entire time?
No.
Okay.
I'm a lady.
Okay. Were you tipsy the entire time?
That's not your business.
Okay.
It was fine. I don't think I need to go back to Palm Springs.
No?
Now, we went, it was ungodly hot.
Were you at our Airbnb? What are they called?
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Yep. And we did like a lot of hiking. We got there, got to the airport, ordered all of our groceries.
Did you go to Joshua Tree National Forest?
Yes, we did. That was on.
Cool.
It was cool, but now I've seen it. Like I don't need to go back.
Well, did you stargaze at night?
We didn't go at night.
That would be. Now I have not either, but that would be the one reason to go back to Joshua Tree. I wouldn't go back in the daytime either.
Yeah.
I did the hiking. I saw this rock, that rock, all the Joshua trees.
All
it's
the
cool.
things. Yep.
All the things. But at night, apparently, it's like one of the 5 or 6 best stargazing places in the world.
That's what I heard. Yeah. So that was on the third day. I can't remember. What's cool about it is, so we were there for probably 3 hours. You go in, you get a map, and then you're like, okay, we want to go to this stop, and this stop. And it's weird because you're out in the desert and you think everything is the same, but each stop was kind of different. So one was kind of a flat trail, Joshua trees.
Yep.
One stop, it was all these rocks. One was shaped like a heart.
Aww.
One was an archway. Every area looked different. But it is just hotter than Hades out there. My God.
We went over Christmas.
Yeah, I mean,
so it was really nice. I mean, it was still warm, but it wasn't much more than like 75, 80 degrees.
And that would be
that
perfect.
was the best time to go, yeah.
And there was a little bit of a breeze, but my Lord. So we went early, like as early as we could when it opened so that we could try to get everything done.
Did you get caught in the long lines getting in?
No. We got very lucky. We got in pretty early, did all the stuff, took all the touristy photos. And then have you ever done the sky ride, the tram? that goes up to the top of that mountain. We did that the first day.
Oh,
we were
you
there.
did?
Oh my God. It was awesome.
Now, we were going to, and then we decided not to because it was supposed to be really windy.
Oh, okay.
And then we had read some things. When it gets windy, it gets a little, it's not dangerous, but you're up there and that thing's rocking back and forth quite a bit. We said, well, maybe the next time we come out
Yeah.
here. Was it like that? Was it an easy, simple ride?
It was, but I don't really care for heights. And that goes really high up there. And they're very big, like cars, gondolas, whatever you want to call them. And it says 80-person capacity on each one. And I'm just looking at it thinking, how the hell are 80 people going to get in here? And then we're just all going to be in here like sardines going up this thing, hoping the cable doesn't split.
Were there that many people,
Yes.
you think, on there?
Oh, yeah. This is a very like big attraction. And it was cool. I mean, so it was kind of, my hands were sweating and I was kind of looking at the floor, just waiting to get to the top.
Right.
But once you get up there, I mean, it was beautiful and it was totally different air, about 20 degrees cooler.
Sure.
They call it, so you walk through and there's a lot of trees. It's kind of like you're walking through the woods, but you're in the mountains. They call it forest bathing.
Forest bathing?
Forest bathing. You're just becoming one with nature and just reflecting on your life. So I did some forest bathing.
Okay.
It was great.
When we went in the winter, we had actually brought some thermal underwear. We never, not going up there, but we brought some because they said at that time of the year, if the wind's blowing, it can feel like 40 degrees up there. So we thought, okay,
It was perfect.
Yeah, but it was perfect.
Had a couple dinners. Had a couple dinners
Where'd you
in,
eat?
a couple dinners out. Went to one spot, didn't really care for it. Staff was a little crabbier than Lil B
What was the
would
name
like.
of the place?
What was it called?
What's the name of the place
It was
again?
something Cecil, kind of like a French kind of a vibe. But all the staff there was really crabby, and I didn't care for it. And the food wasn't that great, so bye.
Where else did you eat?
Went to Melvin's, which is like a very old school steakhouse. Like Palm Springs is just feels like old school Hollywood,
That's
because
what it
that's
is.
where all this, that's
Correct.
where all the celebs went.
Frank Sinatra
Yeah.
Drive, Bob Hope
Yeah.
Avenue.
So we went into the steakhouse and it was super dark inside. It looked like you were dining in the 60s. And that food was amazing.
I don't remember which restaurant it was. I'll think of it here. Maybe somebody can tell me. I went to the best Mexican restaurant I've ever gone to. And it was downtown Palm Springs is my favorite part.
Yeah, it's cool.
When we went there, on Thursday nights, they shut down about 6-7 blocks. They have entertainment, street dancers, musicians. They have food trucks. That was a great time. We noticed a restaurant there. It's so popular. The only time we could get in was for lunch on the last day.
Wow.
Otherwise, they were booked start to finish. And it was this. And again, I'm not a expert on, what's real, authentic.
Yeah.
Mexican view, what's Tex-Mex, what's American Mexican food.
Yep.
But it was one of my favorite restaurants I've ever went to. I like Palm Springs a lot. Did you see the Marilyn Monroe statue?
Yep. Had to go take, the obligatory photo by that. And then the first day we were there, we had lunch right after we got off the plane. And that was cool because it was so hot. So all these patios have misters going the entire time.
Ah.
So we sat and had lunch and got misted. And then the other days it was just too damn hot to even sit outside.
Yeah.
So we sat inside. I mean, so we had like a pool, which was very cool. We sat in that every day. But even on the last day.
And so you weren't, again, you did say you were at
Airbnb.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. But even the last day, it was 105. And the pool water felt like bath water. Like it got lukewarm.
My brother and his wife lived in Palm Springs for 4 or 5 years. And part of the reason they came back to be closer to family, but the other reason was for 4, 5, 6 months out of the year, literally never gets under 100 degrees.
Yeah, you can't.
It never gets under 100 degrees.
That's why we just kept saying, like, what do people do here? And I think they just don't come out. I mean, it was Sunday, but we drove downtown to go eat and maybe get a drink ahead of time. And a lot of the little shops and boutiques, which are really cute, but it was 4 and they were already closed up. So it's just too damn hot to do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure why we picked Palm Springs in June, but we went, we saw, It was great. We'll go somewhere else next time.
Yeah, that's why we went over Christmas. We flew in Christmas morning or Christmas afternoon, and it was perfect because the weather was, 80s, upper 70s, low 80s, but it was beautiful. The best time to go. Yeah, I don't like going anywhere south when it's summer.
And I honestly, I was comparing. I like Arizona better, I think.
See, I'm the opposite.
Prettier.
I love Palm Springs.
Okay.
I don't ever need to see Phoenix or Scottsdale for the rest of my life. I love what I like about Palm Springs because it is old school.
Yeah, it's old school.
I'm a boomer.
Yeah.
And I just like the feel of it. I just think it's I know it's not a small town because it's not. I think Palm Springs proper is 50,000.
Yeah.
I think all the community is around it. It's well over several 100,000, but it just seems like it's really got that small time. I love Palm Springs, but I don't want to be there in the summer either. So
God, no.
It is what it is. Let's take a break, come back. I got several things I want to bounce off Lil B. It's the feminine touch of the program. It's Lil B, Brett Blakemore, and the Common Man here on the Fan.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at Public.com. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
Unlock smarter learning with Lenovo AI-powered PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Head to Lenovo.com and choose from multiple devices to fit your passions. If you're a gamer, you can spend less time stressing about GPUs and CPUs and more time dominating with your AI-enabled Smart Engine, which optimizes your game performance in real time. Or maybe you're a scientist on the verge of a groundbreaking discovery and need a device with a longer battery life and AI-enhanced tools to give you extra time to finish your research. Or you're a musician preparing for your biggest break and need better, faster AI tools to make digital art a breeze, like creating band posters and t-shirt designs. Or you're a soon-to-be graduate needing to catch a recruiter's eye to land that dream job, so you need cutting-edge smart tools to build your portfolio from scratch. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers get 5% off with an education account on Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Ooh. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Now. Experience the magic of James Taylor live in concert. We've got your shot to win a pair of tickets to see the legendary singer-songwriter along with his all-star band next Tuesday, June 17th at the XL Energy Center. Call 11 right now. Caller 11 will win your way in with a pair of tickets. 1-800-320-5326. Caller 11. Good luck. James Taylor.
That's a oldie but a goodie. James has got to be 75.
70-something?
Yeah.
I love James Taylor's music.
Do you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't go to a concert.
And that's because too laid back. You can't stand and pump your fist.
Yeah, I can't put my fists. I don't love it enough. Like, I just,
right.
In my 20s, it was like, yeah, I'll go to this show, right. Even if it was just like, lukewarm on it.
I'm at the stage where I just want to see living legends that are almost dead. And then James Taylor would would be in that category, but I was never a big enough, and I do like his music too, but I was never a big enough James Taylor guy. I go, I got to go see James Taylor.
So you never saw him?
No. I saw his brother, Livingston Taylor. Livingston Taylor was pretty talented too. The only problem is he sounds just like his brother. My brother, when he was a stand-up comedian, would open for all sorts of different acts. We had Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers and the Pure Prairie League and Bobby Vinton. And, these are older Talking Heads. He toured with all these groups, Eddie Rabbit, Crystal Gale, you name them, one after another. And he opened for Livingston Taylor a couple of times. And I was on the road with my brother then. Great guy. But like I say, great to have the name Taylor, so people were interested. Hey, it's Livingston Taylor. His brother must be pretty good. But he sounded just like his brother, so it's like, well, I guess your niche is kind of over, so Livingston didn't have the success that his brother did.
Hell of a name, though.
Yeah.
Livingston?
Livingston Taylor would be his name. You
know that Taylor Swift was named after James Taylor, right?
No, I did not know that.
Yep. She's a huge fan of James Taylor, and that's why her parents named her that.
Seriously? Well, she's a huge fan of it, but how did her parents know she was a huge fan before she was born and they called her Taylor?
I think they were also huge fans.
Were huge fans of James Taylor. Very good. I got the email. It's that time of year.
Which time? Oh, here it comes.
KFAN merch. Starting to come up with T-shirt ideas.
You got any good ones?
I'll say what I say every year.
Yeah, here we go.
Well, when I come up with one, they just get rejected anyway. So, but I have a couple. I mean, if the company, if the coroner's office is and you and TR and promotions would seriously consider some ideas, I've got several that I think would be that would excite the fan base and would generate some sales. With the morning show, there's probably too many ideas, right?
Well, they don't send the ideas, but they'll ridicule me after when we make them. So that's always fun to listen to.
Why do they do that?
Because that's what they do.
What's wrong with those people?
I don't know.
The morning show?
I don't know.
Egos run amok?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Surrounded by crazy men. Story of my life.
They think they're so special.
And then, there'll be shows that don't give us any ideas and then get mad if they don't have a shirt.
Right. I just stopped coming up with ideas because like 3 or 4 years in a row, my ideas were summarily, Tenemy and I had come up with ones and somebody, I don't know, somewhere along the food chain would say, nope, that's not going to work. I said, well, then why are you even asking us?
So here's what I'll tell you. Don't worry too much about the design because we have people for that. I have people. Yeah. Okay. So just give us the concept and we'll have some people mock them up for you. And then you can say, I like that design.
But will they really?
Yes, as long as we have it ahead of time. Don't give it to me AUG1.
All right.
Within the next couple of weeks.
Well, I'll have one.
Let me know what you have.
I'll have one for you at the end of the show.
Can't wait.
How long are you staying there? You have to be out that door at 3?
Oh, there's that. Well, no one else is here.
Yeah, we have walk-in Wednesdays.
Yeah.
We also have freeloading Fridays. Nobody shows up on Friday here. I never see a soul. Once or twice you'll see somebody on a Friday.
Do you like that? Is it kind of nice to have a break?
I've said this before. What I miss about the old days of radio was when you couldn't have voice tracking and this and that and the other, where every single radio station, especially the music ones, had a disc jockey live around the clock.
Yeah.
And so it was always a beehive of activity. Goofy radio people, most radio people have a decent sense of humor and they're kind of quirky and it's kind of fun. It's a great place to be. There's energy and stuff. You don't see that anymore in radio. There's not as many people around like today. There's not a soul around the place, which can be good too. I understand that. But,
by Friday, I'm ready to have a little time to myself.
Well, there you go.
To be honest,
that makes sense.
Did you know that today is Friday the 13th?
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, they call it hyperflexophobia day or something like that.
Well, it's called something, but I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, that's never. I mean, I will tell you that I sometimes think maybe I shouldn't dismiss it so offhandedly because then what if all of a sudden like I get hit by a car or a lightning bolt and go, oh, you didn't think it was unlucky, huh? Well, look at you now. Look at you now. I
mean, I got married on Friday the 13th.
Oh, you did?
And I just remember when I was when we had finally like picked a date and it worked for everybody. We'd walk around like, okay, here's our date. You're gonna marry on Friday the 13th? Like that was the reaction from a lot of people. I'd say at least half. Yeah. Getting married on Friday the 13th?
I'm not a big superstition person. I like to pretend, you know what I'm saying? Like if there's a superstition, I'll play along with it. But I don't really believe in superstitions like, breaking a ladder,
Cracked mirror, black cat.
Walking under a black... No, wait. No, it's walking under a ladder and a black cat crossing your path.
Correct.
I don't necessarily believe in those.
So people with a fear of Friday the 13th may avoid leaving their homes, reschedule important events, and experience anxiety or even panic attacks. And it's estimated that millions of dollars in business are lost due to people staying home.
Here's what they really need to do is not stay home and go to a psychiatrist's office and get long-term psychiatric care. And that's like, how about this? Speaking of that, are you I think I've asked you this before, and I think you've said no. You're not a big horoscope person, right? You don't.
No.
Do you ever read them? I used to read them
when I was younger.
Yeah, back in the day when I had a physical newspaper, you go through it would be there. So I'd always look at it just to see what it had to say. I ran across one from the Chicago Sun-Times. It just popped up on my handheld computer, which doubles as a communication device. What are you, a Taurus?
Yes.
You are a Taurus.
Yes.
Here's what it says. Grab every chance to learn something new today. Meanwhile, you're entering a 2-year window where you will start to let go of what is no longer relevant in your life. This is why you're going through cupboards, closets, garages, and storage spaces.
I need to do that.
Yeah, see, maybe
desperately.
You're starting your 2-year window now. I think you need to do this.
This is my 2-year window? I just signed a 2-year contract.
Oh, you did?
Do you think that's relevant in any way?
I haven't been offered a contract.
You're breaking up.
Brett, what's your horoscope sign?
The Scorpio.
You're a Scorpio. Let's see what it says about you for today. You've been keen to talk to others today because you want to express your ideas to someone. He hasn't said
that
much.
Tracks.
Yeah, he hasn't said much to me on the air.
He tries to tell me, but then I just tell him to get out.
You don't want to waste time in idle chit-chat. That's all we do on the Grum.
Little bit.
Yeah, that's all we do. Perhaps you feel that you're heading into a year of increased opportunities to travel and learn, because you are.
Going on any trips? Get to travel? Are you going to learn?
I'm going to Atlanta next month.
See?
So,
there you go.
I'm a Sag. It says, today you're thinking about your values, your cash flow, and your possessions.
That's true. You're always thinking about that cash flow.
You are. This is fitting because in the next 12 months, you might inherit or get richer indirectly through the wealth of someone else.
Ooh.
Your practical and financial situation will improve.
Is that right?
Who's close to me that needs to die so I get their money?
Okay.
Well, that's what it says. I'm going to inherit money.
Well, it doesn't necessarily say from somebody that died.
Well, how else are you going to get it? The only problem is all the people close to me, my mother and father both passed away, got inherited, if you call it inheritance. I mean, they did have some, liquid assets and such like that. Is that what they call them? My wife on her dad's sister gave us a little chunk of money. But I've already spent. Those are gone.
Well, maybe it's your 2-year contract that's around the corner that's going to give you money.
Your practical and financial situation will improve. I like that. Here's those.
Maybe it's a new endorsement.
If there are advertisers out there that are interested, just go ahead and comment at KFAN.com or
Lil B.
Lil B at KFAN.com.
Let me take that off your plate.
Actually, the reason I brought this up because it was talking about good luck, bad luck.
Yeah.
Many of these horoscopes will give you how many star day you're going to have, right?
Oh.
So for Aries, it was a 3-star day, which is an average day.
Yeah.
Average day. Taurus was a 4-star positive day, as was Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Every other single one except one. Everybody else was going to have a great day. And only the, who are they? Who does it? The Aries? Only Aries
had an average day.
What you will never see, there'll never be just 1 star and says you're going to have a really bad day. It's over for you. Well, and you know why they do that. I guarantee this is why. If you're a believer in horoscopes and you're having issues in your life, and you see you're going to have a horrible day, you might just say, well, I got to end it all. Then you're going to get sued
Yeah.
By you basically told that person they were going to have an awful
Terrible day.
and that's why they off themselves. I'm telling you, that is they will. I've read every horoscope. They never give you a 2 or 1 star day. It's always 3's the worst. You'll have a so-so
Yeah.
day. It's like any other day in your life because most days are just so-so days anyway.
Yes,
right?
it's a safe guess.
It's a safe guess.
Have you ever been to like a palm reader, a card reader? Have you ever had
No.
somebody, when you go to them and you say, okay, I'm a Taurus, like read me my whatever?
No, I never have. Have you?
No, but I kind of want to.
Yeah.
They do like those parties where you can hire a card reader to
Right.
come. I think it'd be interesting. I'm not saying I would believe it,
Right.
but I would be super curious what they would
Well, and
say.
then they have people that will read your lifeline, the palm readers and such like that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's a hell of a racket.
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe
and
in it?
people pay for it.
Yeah. Do you believe in hypnotists?
Yes.
I do too. Matter of fact, I've told Doc Donaldson that, he thinks he's got this plastic
That thing in
jag
his
in his
throat,
throat,
yeah.
and he won't go. I've told him you need to go to a hypnotist. If nothing else is worked, what do you got to lose? I've told the story in the air before. My late father and late stepmother, both, my dad was 2-pack a day smoker, and they went into a hypnotist, walked out, and never smoked again.
Those are the stories that I've heard.
I mean, and
Very
now
effective with smokers.
I don't know if it works with everybody, but it's certainly.
I think it works with certain types of people. Those were always huge in like the after prom parties we would have.
Oh, really?
Where they'd like lock down the school and then you pay to bring in like a band and whatever, but they'd bring in these hypnotists. So I've seen people
cluck like a chicken.
Yes.
No, they didn't.
Fall
really.
asleep and do like weird things. And some people it worked on and some people it didn't. Hilarious.
Do you think the people that worked on were paid off?
No.
Because
you didn't have any money.
I think that in a lot of those magician things and this and that and the other thing, they always have somebody that's a plant.
That's kind of in on it.
As a plant, which is okay too. It's all just harmless entertainment, right?
Yeah, it's mindless fun.
Father's Day. What do you have on tap for Mr. B?
Great question. I should probably do something, huh?
Wow. Here it is 2 days before and you've done.
Well, I have a little gift.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have a little gift. It's cute.
Okay. What do the kids do for?
They'll make cards.
Yeah.
We'll get a little breakfast. He's probably going to want to go golfing, so I'll probably have to pay for that.
And watch the U.S. Open.
Well, there's that.
He's going to do that.
Yeah.
When your kids make the cards, are they really cute and sweet? Because mine would be...
Vise's, Big O's is done in pencil, and it's in 4 words.
Mine is, when it was Mother's Day, my boys would always write these sweet, wonderful cards about how much mother meant. Mine would be, well, you're kind of a loser, Dad, but you're the only dad. No, seriously, that's because they know that's what I want anyways, because we have that kind of relationship where we like to give each other a hard time. So and then at the end, they'd always say, no, but honestly, you're a great dad, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
It would always start out. I couldn't wait for Father's Day cards to come out because their creativity in tearing their father down was so good. I got such a laugh out of them. So, now both boys, or my oldest boy now youngest boy, he just goes to the Hallmark now. But I always tell him, if you're going to Hallmark, don't just do what I do and grab the first card you see.
Actually read them.
Yeah, read them and take a look at them and make sure it really is. Like, I think I've told you this before. I don't do too syrupy ones because I'm not a syrupy kind of guy.
No.
But my wife
3 pages of calligraphy.
Yeah, but my wife doesn't really like the ones that are, completely just for a laugh. And I don't really like those either because some of those aren't really funny.
I love those.
Because that's the kind of relationship you have with your husband.
Maybe that's my love language.
Yes, maybe that's your love language. Well, my wife doesn't really particularly care for the ones that are just real wacky. And then the racy ones aren't my cup of tea either. Get those racy ones.
Why not? Keep her guessing. Why not? Live a little bit.
No, it's because I know what she likes and doesn't like. I know my wife.
She doesn't like you being racy?
I know my wife very, very well. Well, those stupid cards with, boy, you sure would look good after a couple of drinks. No, that's just stupid.
Okay.
To me, that's what you like. Knock yourself out. It doesn't do a whole heck of a lot.
Did you ask any of your boys for a daddy do-over?
A what? I don't know.
Daddy do-over.
Did they want another dad? They probably would. Yeah.
A new survey found that cosmetic procedures are becoming so popular with middle-aged men that many are requesting procedures for Father's Day.
No.
It's the male version of the mommy makeover.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. Well, I've asked you before. I've said, hey, if my hair starts graying, do you think I should do something? You say no.
No.
Well, why? Why wouldn't I want to do a makeover and keep my hair looking a little younger?
But you could have a little Botox right here in the front. From those, we call them 11s.
Yeah.
You've got some pretty deep 11s going on.
I know, but that's because I'm old.
Well, I'm trying to help you look less old.
Yeah, but I don't.
We'll just tighten it just a little bit.
Nah.
Give me just a little bit.
Doesn't do anything.
Just a little zhuzh.
Doesn't do anything for me.
All right, fine.
I'm never going to do it. I'm just not going to. Somebody had a good line. We'll leave that.
Am I getting ripped?
No, a T-shirt idea.
Yes.
Aim high and keep the scrotum elevated.
Okay.
Should we have an elevated scrotum?
Let me tell you one thing I won't be doing, and that's putting the word scrotum on a T-shirt. We will not be doing that. I think your good friend Derek Lundquist would be down here in about 2 seconds. Saying,
scrotum is just a physical. It's an anatomical. Is that the word?
Huh?
Yeah, it's what it's called. It's not.
But I don't think we're going to be putting that on a T-shirt.
Okay.
I don't even think the Power Trip would put that word on a T-shirt.
They put some pretty crazy stuff on there. Trust me.
But they're less frontal about it.
Yeah.
It's more of, what do you call it? Innuendo?
What was the wiener shirt they did? Or Kiss the Glizzy.
Kiss the hot dog?
That was so funny.
Kiss the Glizzy, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kiss the Glizzy. See, but they didn't say it.
Yeah, well, but everybody knows it. What's the difference? You're not fooling anybody.
I'm not putting that on a shirt.
That's okay. Then I just thought you want record-breaking T-shirt
I'm also
sales.
not going to ask the design team
to draw a picture
draw
of a scrotum?
that. And then have to send my edits back when it's not the right shape or elevation.
You'd have the white athletic socks rolled up, and then
my God,
yeah, that's what it would. And I'm telling you, it would be record-breaking sales. They'd be flying.
And then when I do my report for corporate and I send it, the higher ups will be like, "What's that now?
And
what did you do?"
And you know what they'll say? Can you double the order next year? We're all about the money. Thanks so much for helping out today.
You bet, anytime.
That's Little B, Feminine Touch of the program. Short break, back with more after this here on The Fan.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at Public.com. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
Unlock smarter learning with Lenovo AI-powered PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Head to Lenovo.com and choose from multiple devices to fit your passions. If you're a gamer, you can spend less time stressing about GPUs and CPUs and more time dominating with your AI-enabled Smart Engine, which optimizes your game performance in real time. Or maybe you're a scientist on the verge of a groundbreaking discovery and need a device with a longer battery life and AI-enhanced tools to give you extra time to finish your research. Or you're a musician preparing for your biggest break and need better, faster AI tools to make digital art a breeze, like creating band posters and t-shirt designs. Or you're a soon-to-be graduate needing to catch a recruiter's eye to land that dream job, so you need cutting-edge smart tools to build your portfolio from scratch. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers get 5% off with an education account on Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Oh, but then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Thanks to our friends at Unreal, you can restock your wardrobe with Unreal golf apparel this year.
Just like the Common Man.
Just like the Common Man. Register to win up to $1,000 in Unreal golf apparel on our contest page. One lucky winner will restock their closet with amazing golf apparel thanks to Unreal. KFAN.com, keyword contest.
I am an Unreal apparel ambassador. I'll be wearing some tomorrow. Tee to Green live from the Meadows at Mystic Lake, over at Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. Brett Blakemore will be back here in studio manning the control board. Paul Peterson, ping guy, master professional Craig Warren, member of the Minnesota Golf Hall of Fame, and yours truly, the official unofficial ambassador of Minnesota Golf, will broadcast 10 until noon. Ron Green of Global Golf Post. If you like golf and you like golf in depth, Global Golf Post, Ron Green will tell you about it. You sign up for it. I think it's free. I'm almost certain it is. If it's not, it's cheap. But it's in your inbox every Monday, and they cover they PGA, LPGA, the old guys tour, collegiate golf, everything. It's all there. Live whatever you want, you'll find it. So we'll talk to Ron Green tomorrow. I said I would never do the Botox thing. Lil B said, she basically said I've got some deep 11s on my face. I didn't realize she was studying my face that closely. And now I'm going to feel, is it subconscious about it? No, I'm going to feel
self-conscious.
I'm self-conscious. I was going to say unconscious, but that wouldn't be good. I'll feel self-conscious about it. And I said I would never do it, but I guess there would be one way I would. Common man here, get those 11s deleted with my friends at Daddy Do-Over Botox. Mention me and you get 10% off your next Daddy Do-Over. If Daddy Do-Over Botox is listening right now, you'd like to advertise, I guess I'd give it a shot. That's DaddyDoOverBotox.com. Do you follow the NBA at all? You an NBA guy?
I'm not a hoops guy naturally, but I keep up a little bit, at least enough to be here.
Okay, good, because I was going to grill you on. I was hoping you'd say you love the NBA and you knew everything about it, because I know nothing. I'm not following the NBA as closely as I once did. It is Game 4 tonight. Will it be on this radio station? I would hope.
It will not.
Pacers lead 2-1. They stole Game 1 from the Oklahoma City Thunder in Oklahoma City. It was a game. I love these, and it's not the first time it's happened, but I think it's rare when a team never leads in the game until the final basket, and then they win, because that's what happened with Indiana. They trailed the entire game until there was 0.3 seconds left. I think it was the Halliburton character again, hits a bucket, boom, they go up by 2. I think the Thunder got a shot off in that last 0.3, but it fell harmlessly outside of the basket. The Thunder came out, took care of business Game 2, and then the Pacers. The Thunder, I thought once they were able to even the series, and again, I knew they had to go on the road to play in Indiana. I thought maybe, okay, because I'm pretty high on this Indiana team, this Oklahoma City team. It's not hard to be when they have the best record in the NBA. They advance to the NBA Finals. They play. I think I make no bones about it. I think anybody that listens to the show on a regular basis realizes if offense or defense, I'll take defense every time. I love defense in sports. And here's a cliche. You can use it. Their cliches are there for a reason, because usually they're true. And one of them is defense wins championships. But it was not a very Thunder-like Game 3. They blew a fourth quarter lead for the second time in the series. They gave up something like 21 points off turnovers, and the Pacers bench ran wild, outscoring the OKC reserves 49-18. And what's interesting, if you have been paying any attention, particularly close attention to these NBA playoffs, there are some similarities of the first 3 games in this series with the first 3 games between Oklahoma City and Denver. Game 1 of the West semifinals. And I'm not making this up. I researched this, so this is all, unless whoever wrote the piece, it was Tim Reynolds, who writes NBA for the Associated Press. He writes, in Game 1 of the West semifinals, Aaron Gordon hit a 3-pointer with about 3 seconds left to give the Nuggets a win in Oklahoma City. As we mentioned, Halliburton hit a jumper with 0.3 seconds left to give the Pacers a win. Game 2, West semifinals. The Thunder even things up with an easy win. Same thing in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Game 3 of the West semis. Denver at home for the first time in that series. Played from behind most of the night before fighting into OT and eventually getting a win for a 2-1 series lead. In Game 3 of the NBA Finals, Indiana at home for the first time in the series trailed for much of the first half before eventually getting a win for a 2-1 lead in that series. I made a bet with the legendary Mark Rosen of Channel 4 Sports. Sports is your whole life, just sports. And I think I never remember my bets, but I think I took the Pacers because rarely will the legendary Mark Rosen go against the chalk, right? He will take whatever team is the favorite. He doesn't want to, especially when we're not doing any. I'm not a big give odds, guys. I'm not much of a gambler to begin with. But I don't mind laying. Matter of fact, remember when I talked about how the Power Trip has never invited me into the golf bets? Someone sent an email message that said, or text message that said, "Common, I don't think you'd like the amount of money that you have to bet to get in on that, because don't they go for like $100 or $200 a piece, something crazy like that?"
The base is 100, but then if someone wins, it goes to 200. So yeah, it's pretty rich for my blood.
Well, me, it's not even the richness of the blood. I can afford my own golf balls, trust me. But I've said this before. I just don't like betting money on things I have no control over. Because once you make your pick, I have no idea. I mean, I could have taken J.J. Sponzi, and he could be coming down. Remember when Phil Mickelson was winning the U.S. Open at Wing? He's had more U.S. Open runner-up finishes than anybody in the history of golf. 6 times he's been the runner-up. He's never won a U.S. Open. In the one at Wingfoot, he decided to hit driver on the 72nd hole, and he blocked it off one of the hospitality tents and made it double the famous quote, "I'm such an idiot." So it's like if you'd bet on Mickelson, and I got big money coming my way. Yeah, this is good. And all of a sudden you go, whoa, what are you doing? Pulling a driver out of your bag? What? Phil, no, don't. And then he blocks it left, gets dumb, and you go, I had it all figured out. I knew he was going to win. So same thing. How do you know dopey quarterback isn't going to throw a pick 6 late in the game? Somebody's going to fumble a football. Somebody is going to miss a field goal when they've got the game clinched. So that's why I don't like to bet. That's why the friendly little small wagers are much. I mean, I'm in deep right now, $14, 4 to 10 to B and 10 to the legendary Mark Rosen. But I still, I had a number of people tell me that they emailed me or texted me. You know, a lot of people will email me. We'll have conversations back and forth, and a couple of people picked the Indiana Pacers. And the main reason they picked them, they said they're a very intelligent team. They play smart basketball. And that does seem to be the case. They know the intricacies of the game. They've got a high basketball IQ, whatever that is. But that being said, I will still bet on defense. Now, Indiana plays some pretty ferocious defense. Everybody plays defense. That's the one problem with, I'm going to contradict myself here a little bit, because I was going to say because Indiana was Oklahoma City is the number 1 ranked defense in the NBA all season long, I will go with the team that's number 1 ranked. You've heard me say this before. I think defense in a lot of cases, particularly in basketball, is more just effort than anything else. It's wanting to, because you have to play hard on defense. It's exhausting. You're following a guy around. You're trying to guess if they're going to go left or they're going to go right. If you're a defensive rebounder, you got to work hard on the boards. It becomes a very taxing a proposition to play defense. And particularly in the regular season, I do think teams, I think it's, I don't think anybody would not know my opinion that I think oftentimes they dog it in the NBA during the regular season, particularly when games start to get out of hand. But if you've noticed in most of these playoff matchups, except with the Wolves, when they decided it's still one of the most embarrassing performances I've ever seen from a local team. Well, not just local, a team anywhere, was Game 5 when they got behind early and just said, we're done. We don't care. We know we can't win, so why bother putting out the effort? I thought it was embarrassing. I don't think there was enough pushback. I think Finch even said, oh, what's the difference? So what? So we lose, it's something to that effect. What if we lose by 5 or lose by 50? What's the difference? Well, there is a difference. They gave no effort. And it was pretty sad to see. But generally speaking, teams play hard. That's why you see the scores are so much lower. Because this is it. It's gut check time, back against the wall. We now know, even though there's a limited number of games in the regular season, they seem to go on forever. These games, if you are to win the NBA title, you must win 16 games. Last I checked, first round is 4 best of 7, semifinals, finals in the conference, and then the finals of the league. That's 16 games you have to win. So you do know there's a finite amount of games, and you can play defense. Plus, you get a night or two off between games. Here in the finals, they're getting they play tonight, and then they don't play again until Monday. They're getting 2 nights off. So the idea of we're tuckered, it's a long season. It's just hard to play that kind of get-in-your-face defense game after game. There's no excuses at this time. And so Indiana plays a really good defense as well. That being said, because OKC has been the best defensive team in the league, I'll take OKC. Despite the fact they're trailing 2-1, I'll take OKC to win the series. Do you have an opinion either way?
I still like OKC, but I'm stunned at how much the Pacers are actually, everyone and their mother thought. I mean, even Rosen, who was probably forced to pick the Thunder in your bet.
Correct.
We all thought it was going to be just Thunder the entire way. They have no chance. They're clearly the better team. It was minus 700 to win the series, and here they are, Pacers leading 2-1. I still like the Thunder, but the series counter has gone up to me from what I thought would be 5 or 6 is now 6, maybe 7.
You think we might have a 6-game series?
That's what I'm getting
a
at.
7-game series.
It's possible if they keep this up. The
I
Pacers,
guess it is. Yeah. We only can wait and see. Let's take our final break. It's our victory it'll be a victory formation hour. Usually it's just that last segment of the show. Was that a fake laugh or a real one?
No, that was a real.
I don't think it was. I could have kind of sensed here's Common again. He wants me to laugh at his lame victory formation hour. But it's a victory formation hour. Usually it's just a segment because we've played Program Password until 2:15, Dark Star Memorial Hour, which we have no memorials today. But then the last segment, we just mail it in. We're going to mail in the entire final hour of the show today. That's next on the Common Man program here on the Fan.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at Public.com. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
Saks Off 5th, up to 70% off every day. Summer is in full swing here at Saks Off 5th with so many exciting trends to try. From matching sets and floral dresses to wide-leg jeans and chic accessories, find all of this season's must-have styles. Plus, shop new designer arrivals weekly. Find Gucci, Valentino Garavani, Versace, Stuart Weitzman, and more. Head to SaksOff5th.com or a Saks Off 5th store near you for up to 70% off every day.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
Some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com, ODOO.com.